It is Monday, February 27, 2023. Headlines from the North Coast Times. 2 of 3 killed in St. Mary crash identified. Buff Bay men charged, 1 with murder. Rafting on the White River to get regulated. Here now is the news presented by the North Coast Times, the most credible and reliable source for news, features, and sport from St. Ann, St. Mary, and Portland, Jamaica. Police have identified 2 of 3 people killed in a vehicular crash along the Stewart Town Main Road in St. Mary on Sunday morning, February 26. They are 25-year-old taxi operator Sidney Kondapa of Highgate and Kishane Richards, both of St. Mary, and an unidentified male. Reports are that at about 7:45 Sunday morning, Kondapa, who was the driver of a Toyota Succeed station wagon motorcar, was heading toward Port Maria from Ocherius when he attempted to overtake another vehicle. He lost control of the car, which collided with the Toyota Hiace that was traveling in the opposite direction. The fire brigade had to be called to cut Kondapa from the mangled wreck of his car. The police were summoned. The injured people were taken to the hospital where Kondapa was pronounced dead. Richards and an unidentified male died while being treated. The driver of the Toyota Hiace was also treated and released. The Orcabessa police are investigating. 2 men from the Buff Bay area, Portland, have been charged by police, one of them with murder of 28-year-old Eudine Duncan of Hayes, Clarendon. They are 28-year-old Raymond Edwards, otherwise called Jati of Skibo District, just outside of Buff Bay, charged with murder and a raft of other offenses, and 52-year-old Courtney Nelson, otherwise called Tudu, woodcarver of Charlestown District, Buff Bay, charged with wounding with intent. In addition to murder, Edwards has been charged with possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and using a firearm to commit a felony. Reports from the Buff Bay police are that at about 8 p.m. on Saturday, February 18, Duncan was sitting in the company of several men when Richards, dressed in a hoodie, approached the group and fired several shots, hitting Duncan, who was pronounced dead at hospital. Edwards was arrested and charged. Nelson's charge arose out of an incident in his community on Thursday afternoon, July 4, 2007, more than 5 years ago. Reports from the Portland police are that Nelson and another man who were in a dispute which escalated into a fight. An argument developed and Nelson used a machete to inflict wounds to the man who was treated at hospital. Nelson was subsequently arrested and charged during a targeted raid of his home on Tuesday, February 21st. The Tourism Product Development Company, TPDCO, is seeking to bring order to rafting on the White River at the St. Ann-St. Mary border. The rafting and tubing have taken place for years at the mouth of the river close to the White River Bridge east of Ocherius. However, it was under the control of Calypso Rafting, a company owned by Bobby Marsh. However, in the last several months, there have been an influx of young men operating their own rafts and taking people for rides at $40 to $60 US. Each. The TPDCO representatives attached to the tourism ministry, accompanied by police, have been talking to the raftsmen about bringing order to the system. Some of the raftsmen have told the North Coast Times that they have been told that action is about to be taken that would remove some of them from the business. Earlier this month, Senior Superintendent in charge of St. Ann, Dwight Powell, told the St. Ann Municipal Corporation that efforts would continue to bring order to rafting on the White River and keep undesirables out of the space.
The 31st of March, we expect that the situation on the White River, Councillor Isaac, will be brought to some seemingly order. Two, so there is a meeting that is scheduled for next week, the final, and then we'll be going into operational move as it relates to regularizing that situation on the White River. So we are hoping that situation will be brought to some seemingly order, in short, dispensation.
That's SSP Dwight Powell. That's the news package for today from the North Coast Times, the place for information about Jamaica's northern eastern parishes, St. Anne, St. Mary, and Portland. You are invited to log on to our website or Facebook page for more. On behalf of our team, I am Rowena Newman Ridley.